What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about the 10 greatest Canadians. And I know, honestly, it would sound difficult to try to choose who are the 10 greatest Canadians of all time, but apparently Canada attempted to do that in 2004 because I found out about this TV show, The Greatest Canadian. In 2004, 13 episodes put together by the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation to determine who is considered the greatest Canadian of all time, according to those who watch the show. Which is, we got to go with something, and this seemed pretty darn good to me. I had not heard of this. A show, The Greatest Canadian, trying to figure out, according to the people or the viewers, who the greatest Canadian is. So, at the very least, I'm going to learn about 10 amazing Canadians and, roughly their ranking in this show, which is pretty fascinating, honestly, the concept of this. It debuted in 2004, had 1 million viewers, 500,000 to 700,000 per episode. Okay. The initial nomination phase had 10,000 names considered. 10,000 Canadians, narrowed down to 10. And let's look at the selection process a little bit, because that honestly does seem kind of fascinating to me. How this list of the top 10 was created. They were chosen through a two-step voting process. The first phase on April 5th, 2004 was a collection of data through mail, phone, and internet. Of those nominees, the bottom 40 of 50 in order of popularity were revealed. Oh, so the 40 that did not make the top 10 were revealed. And then the top 10 were picked. And to prevent bias during the second round, the top 10 nominees revealed during the first episode were presented alphabetically rather than by popularity. Right. Alphabetically. And then they each got their own hour-long feature documentary. Oh, cool. Where 10 Canadian celebrities acting as advocates each presented their case for the greatest Canadian. This is very interesting. I like this. They really thought about this. Viewers submitted their votes over the next 6 weeks, supporting their favorite finalist. Okay, so they narrowed it down to 10. They made a bunch of documentaries showing the life and accomplishments of these 10 Canadians, I guess. And then the people, the viewers, got to vote. In October 17th, 2004, it was revealed. Okay, and here we have the ranks. I'm going to make sure to only reveal one at a time here. And number 10, we have, what do we have here? Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky. I was wondering if I was going to know any of these Canadians. I hope I do. I feel like I know something about, famous, accomplished Canadians at this point, but I do know Wayne Gretzky. I'm not really, don't X out of the video immediately after I say this, but I don't really watch hockey or follow hockey, but I do know Wayne Gretzky is famous enough to know. Hockey player, holder of numerous NHL records, from Brantford, Ontario. Honestly, I do want to give each of these winners, their due diligence and just take a look at them. I do know Wayne Gretzky, of his existence. I know him. Yeah, I know everything about Wayne Gretzky. No, I know of his existence. So, Hall of Fame. If this says anything, even in America, most Americans have heard of Wayne Gretzky and have heard of him in relationship to being amazing at hockey. So he's pretty darn famous. Most Americans who don't know the first thing about hockey know Wayne Gretzky. So I think that kind of speaks for itself. Very deserving. Of the 10th rank, what do we have for number 9? Alexander Graham Bell. Didn't he make the telephone? Scientist, inventor, founder of the Bell Telephone Company. Alexander Graham Bell, I have heard of. We are taught him in school. Of the things we are taught, there's a lot of things we are not taught about Canada. Mostly about, we're not taught Canadian history very much, or famous people, which is that's kind of something that really got me motivated to do this kind of video. Is that reason? Alexander Graham Bell, I did not know he was Canadian, yet I have heard of him, but I did not know he was Canadian. That's interesting. Inventor, scientist, engineer, credited with patenting the first practical telephone. Okay, is that what it is? Because I think some people kind of debate this, but he definitely pioneered the telephone. And even if he didn't invent like the literal concept of it, he invented the first and patented the first practical telephone. That's obviously, and he co-founded AT&T, an American phone company. Yes, I'm very familiar with them. Wow. Okay. I did not know he was Canadian. Where was he? He was born in Scotland, though. Huh. Citizenship of the UK, British, subject to Canada. So is this like a technicality that he's like a top 10 most influential, greatest Canadian? Something like that? Either way, obviously something to be extremely proud of. All right, number 8, we have Sir John A. Macdonald. This is finally someone I have never heard of. I expected a lot more of this. The first Prime Minister of Canada. Oh my gosh, he's like the equivalent of George Washington in America. Obviously, every American child and adult knows George Washington, and I imagine every Canadian knows Sir John Macdonald. Let me look at this a little bit. This is like where I say we don't know anything about Canadian history, or else I would have known John Macdonald, right? The Right Honorable Sir John A. Macdonald, first Canadian Prime Minister. That is so cool. Wow. In office for a long time, 1867 to 1876. Wow. Very cool. I wonder if there's anything... Oh, his nickname's Old Tomorrow. Interesting. There's his signature. Lawyer, politician. Huh. What is this? Conservatism in Canada? Maybe he was part of the Conservative Party? The first Prime Minister of Canada. Oh. No. I was like, wait, he looks... Sir Macdonald looks just like Justin Trudeau. What a coincidence. No, it's bringing up the article for the current Prime Minister of Canada. Okay. Dominant figure of the Canadian Confederation. Okay. Yeah. Born in Scotland again. Wow. Family immigrated to Kingston in the upper province of Upper Canada, now Eastern Ontario. Fascinating. Someone else who was born in the UK. Very interesting. Okay. That number 8. Man, the first Prime Minister of Canada got number 8. What are the rest going to be? Number 7. Don Cherry. Don Cherry. I don't know him. I could convince myself I've heard that name. I'm not sure if I actually have. Don Cherry. He is a hockey commentator. That's why I haven't heard of him. A hockey commentator? Ranked higher than the first Prime Minister of Canada, and the inventor of the telephone, and the greatest hockey player of all time? A hockey commentator? That he must have been, or maybe he's still alive, I don't know. I shouldn't say he was. No, I think wow, he lived to 89, good for him. Okay, so he has since passed away, right? And he is a Canadian former ice hockey player, coach. Honestly, no, he's still, it doesn't have a date of death. Hold up. He's 89 and kicking. Hold on. Yeah, there's no data. I don't want to say someone is passed away when they're not. No. Man, he looks good too. Born February 1934, 89. Yeah, okay. Is he still commentating? I wouldn't doubt it. Okay, since I got that straight. Canadian former ice hockey player, coach, and television commentator. Wow. Played in the NHL for a game. Well, that makes sense that he's made such a good commentator at the same time, huh? Why is he so influential? Why is he number 7 on the list? Um, Nicknamed Grapes, known for his outspoken manner and opinions, flamboyant dress. Okay. I mean, he must be extraordinarily famous. Like, he coached hockey teams, he played, he coached, and he did does commentary. Well, let me go to the end. See if it says anything about the current day. Oh man, this thing goes forever. He has done a lot. Oh my gosh. Opinions on hockey. Advocate of tough Canadian type hockey. All right, fair enough. Political views. What else? Removal from Hockey Night in Canada. Okay. Accolades. Oh my gosh. Honorary member of the Police Association of Ontario. Oh my gosh. Acting career. Okay. Wow. I did not know of Don Cherry. Now I do. Okay. Number 7. Number 6. Lester B. Pearson, 14th Prime Minister of Canada, United Nations General Assembly President, Nobel Peace Prize Laureate. Wow. Lester B. Pearson, I have not heard of him. Quite accomplished already. A Canadian scholar, statesman, diplomat, politician, 14th Prime Minister of Canada. Yeah, just a super important figure in Canadian politics, basically. That's number 6, huh? Wow. I mean, he's above John MacDonald, the first Prime Minister. That's very interesting, these rankings to me. I'm going to trust the Canadian people on all this, though. Oh, he was succeeded by Pierre Trudeau. Interesting. So when was this? He was in office 1963. Yeah, not that long ago. Very cool. Oh, had a lot of progressive policies such as universal health care, Canada Student Loan Program, pension plan. Nice. Nice. Well done, Lester. Number 5. David Suzuki. Suzuki. He's an environmentalist. Suzuki. Yeah, I'm saying that right. I do not know David Suzuki. Is a Canadian academic, science broadcaster, environmental activist. Wow. Earned a PhD in zoology from the University of Chicago, a professor of genetics. Oh my gosh. He's best known as a host and narrator of the popular and long-running CBC television science program, The Nature of Things. Oh, I wonder if that's how he became really, really famous from this popular TV show. He also is famous for criticizing governments for lack of action to protect the government. Yeah, good. Cool. Okay. Man, this is number 5, huh? David Suzuki. See, this is why I feel like it's real good that I'm actually learning about this today, because these are some of the most influential, important, popular, famous at least, Canadians, greatest Canadians, and I don't know them. So I'm glad, I'm okay with that. This is now a bunch of people I've never heard of because I'm learning about it now. Number 4, Sir Frederick Banting, medical scientist, co-discoverer of insulin. Yeah, pretty significant. Winner of Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. Okay. I think I remember insulin being invented in Canada. And this is who did it. So I can see, so that immediately I see why they're number 4. Like, that's just that's too important. Like, Canadian medical scientist, physician, painter, and Nobel laureate. Noted as the co-discoverer of insulin. Yeah, I mean, that's probably what he's most famous for, right? Yeah, got a Nobel Prize for it, I assume. Okay. Yeah. Died at 49. Darn. Oh, born in 1891. All right, this one, that's pretty to the point, pretty cut and dry. I can absolutely see why he was voted so highly. Very, 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 very important, influential discovery for Canada and the world, obviously. Number 3, Pierre Trudeau. Okay, this is Justin Trudeau's father, right? 15th Prime Minister of Canada. Well, let's see here. I don't know anything about Pierre Trudeau. Nothing. No, but he's number 3 on the list. Dang. Wow. Um, Pierre Trudeau, or Joseph Philippe Pierre Vez Elliott Trudeau, uh, was a Canadian lawyer and politician, 15th Prime Minister. Obviously very popular, or at least very influential, to be number 3 on the list. There's other prime ministers on this list, and he is the highest so far. Um, Leader of the Liberal Party from 1968 to 1984. Oh, anything notable? Embraced social liberalism. His 2 most notable achievements were decriminalizing homosexual acts and legalizing abortion. Wow, that's substantial. Very substantial. I now I kind of understand. Very, very influential. Inspiring Trudeau mania. Outgoing personality, charismatic nature, media sensation, Trudeau mania. Yeah, okay. To win the leadership of the Liberal Party in 1968. Okay. He was obviously like very, very popular, very beloved, and made really, really big changes. So that kind of explains it. Like, very, very popular politician. That was number 3. Number 2, all the way to number 2, is Terry Fox! Oh, Terry Fox. I'm glad Terry made it. Oh my gosh, this is like the one famous Canadian I know of. I did a whole video dedicated to reacting to Terry Fox's story. Unbelievable story. I know this one. Truly a story that Americans don't know, which I find rather sad, honestly. But I'm very happy to have learned about him, and I'm happy that he's number 2 on the list. I know his story is like so big in Canada, and there's a day dedicated to him and foxtrots and these runs to raise money for his cause. And yeah, his story is like, honestly, too unbelievable to even say in such a short amount of time. It really is worthy of its own video. Cancer research activist, Canadian athlete, humanitarian. In my opinion, one of the most amazing athletic feats of all time is what he did. In addition to starting one of the most amazing causes of all time, and that legacy just like lives on till today. Fantastic. One leg having been amputated due to cancer, embarked on an east to west cross Canada run to raise money. Yes, he did. Had to end after 143 days, 5,000 kilometers, 3,000 miles on one leg. Unbelievable. Cost him his life. His efforts resulted in a lasting worldwide legacy. Yep, Terry Fox run. Yeah, amazing. 850 million has been raised in his name since till up to 2022. Yeah, unbelievable. Definitely worthy of number 2, but he's not number 1. Who is number 1? The greatest Canadian, oh man, is Tommy Douglas. Tommy Douglas, I don't know him. I don't know the greatest Canadian on the list. Obviously, all these Canadians are great. But for the purposes of the rankings, number 1, Tommy Douglas. I don't know him. That's strange to me. I should. Father of Medicare? Premier of Saskatchewan. Huh. Thomas Douglas, was a Canadian politician who served as the 17th Premier of Saskatchewan. I didn't know Saskatchewan had a premier or anything like that. Okay. And leader of the New Democratic Party. So he was a politician, a Baptist minister, elected to the House of Commons, left federal politics to become leader of the Saskatchewan Cooperative Commonwealth Federation, and became a premier of Saskatchewan. I don't know how significant that is. Obviously, that sounds very, very important. I don't know a lot about Saskatchewan or Canadian government in general. His government introduced the continent's first single-payer universal healthcare program. Oh, so he helped introduce some of Canada's like amazing healthcare situation. Okay, this makes sense. After setting up Saskatchewan's universal healthcare program, yeah, okay, I'm starting to get it. He stepped down and ran to lead the newly formed federal New Democratic Party. Although Douglas never led the party to government, through much of his tenure, the party held balance of power. Um, he was in opposition to the War Measures Act. He's been awarded many honorary degrees. Okay. Is there anything at the end? Oh man, there's just a lot of stuff, huh? So, Premier of Saskatchewan and influential. I mean, he's called the father of Medicare, for crying out loud. Like, I think that pretty much sums it up why he's so important and why he deserves number one. Yeah. I think that pretty much explains it to me. Wow. Okay. I like this list because I think there were 7-ish out of 10 I'd never heard of. Tommy Douglas, Pierre Trudeau, I had heard of, but I didn't know about. Yeah, a good like diversity of backgrounds here too. Athlete for cancer, father of Medicare, prime ministers, discoverer of insulin, environmentalist, hockey player, hockey commentator, scientists. Yeah, this is good. Okay, this is good. This is a good list. Again, there's a lot of great Canadians, obviously, but I do like how this show kind of did a fun thing, a fun little contest and voting to figure out a top 10 and rank them, like, and it taught me a lot. So I enjoyed this quite a bit. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada, Canadian culture, stuff in Canada I've never seen or learned, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.